Hello, all you dieters out there. My name is Jenny, and I'm coming to you with an update on my journey doing the hCG diet. So, let's start off with what days I'm on now. So, today I'm catching you up on days 11 and 12 on my diet journey. Now, if you looked at the previous video, you'll know that I had gained, gained the past 2 days. Um, kind of fell off the wagon, and I got back into limiting all carbs after 2 days ago when I had a wrap, chicken wrap. Um, but I still wasn't really being diligent about my food eating. In addition to that, I was eating 2 times a day. And I won't repeat myself from previous videos. You can watch all those, but as you know, that doesn't do well for me to eat 2 times a day. Intermittent fasting works better for me in my lifestyle. So, and well, in my body composition and my cravings, etc. So, I was eating at 2 different times, which is difficult for me because when I just eat at one time, I have a larger portion. So, splitting it into smaller ones, I don't think I completely cut it in half. Again, this time around, I am not completely counting all the calories. I'm trying to be very cognizant about what I see on my plate and doing my guesstimates of numbers because I want this to continue with me as I continue to eat in my life and not always, it's just not doable for the rest of my life to always be counting all my calories and keeping track of them. It just won't happen. So I'm trying to do multiple things at the same time as I'm on the hCG diet, and that is embrace intermittent fasting as well as not doing extreme calorie counting yet in my brain, trying to stay within the 500 calorie protocol that Dr. Simeons has outlined for the hCG diet. So, days 11 and 12 we are on. All right, so right at the beginning, I will let you know on day number 11, I gained another 0.1 pounds. You know, 0.1 is not the end of the world. Let's face it, it's not. But I had started getting, I only had that. It was 2 days prior that I had that carb that threw me off, and I just really thought that by now it would go back down. But at the same time, although I still wasn't completely tracking exactly what I was eating at this point, it wasn't really till the next video that I think I truly knew what I was eating on a given day. I was probably eating too much. I was probably having a salad in the evening, but then also another meal earlier in the day. So, point one. Now, the day after that was minus zero point 0.4. So that kind of adjusted for the past 2 days when I was plus one, plus one. If you want to think of it, we could just say it was minus one, minus one, minus two. I mean, that's not really what happened, but in the end, that's how it equals out, right? So I was very happy about the minus zero point 0.4, and that was my indication that I am starting to get back on track. At the same time, that's the day that I also went back to starting the intermittent fasting and just having that one big meal at the end of the day. Sometimes after that big meal, like maybe about an hour later, I'll have a tiny little protein snack, a small piece of whatever the meat is that I had in that. I have been known to eat a hot dog. It's one of my, I'm not I like not good food. I'm okay with, I do love a really good chicken salad, and I do like just roasted vegetables with a fillet of salmon on the side. Like, I like healthy food, but I also love junk food. I'm an American, right? So hamburgers and hot dogs and all that good stuff, love it all. I'm going to keep this down. I don't know if it's hot again today. I don't know what's causing that. So yeah, okay. So there we are. So let's say at the end of day number 12, I was down 5.2 pounds. All right. They say on this diet that if you do not stick to the protocol and you fall off of it, it does take a while for your body to readjust. And I've read that same thing in general with people on low carb diets, that eating a carb will kind of like, woo, throw you off, and it takes you a few days to readjust. And that has been true for me too. Yeah. But, I'm going to give you a little preview. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. It doesn't always result in a zero point 0.1 pound increase. I do get a little bit better. Now, that being said, just based on the way my body is, it's probably best that I don't lose a whole bunch of weight all at one time. And I will talk later on. I just actually ordered a new vitamin, and I'll try it out and talk to you about it. But hair loss on this diet, post diet, is very real for me, and I want to avoid that. So I'm okay with not losing huge numbers after the first week is over with this, as long as I'm always losing. That's the key. So I threw my monkey wrench into my diet schedule by eating a probably high sugar, high carb chicken wrap at a deli with a side salad that had salad dressing on it too. So again, I'm sure it was very high in calories. And it had taken me 2 days after that to readjust and get back on track. So there we go. All right. Day number day number 8 was the dreaded. No. I apologize. Day number 9 was the dreaded, oh, I just gained a pound. A pound's not the end of the world, but when we're talking fractions of a pound that you're losing at a given time, then all of a sudden a pound is a lot. So, yeah. So I went up a pound, continued to go up 0.1, the 2 days after that, and then following that, I went down 0.4. So I felt fairly good about that, I guess. I don't know. I still was sort of in that limbo state of I'm not doing great, but I really need to get back on track. Okay. Today I was going to talk about the apple day. What is an apple day? This is actually in Dr. Simmons' protocol, believe it or not. And this was designed to, the real intent behind it was not if you do really poorly to get you back on track. So I didn't do it. I guess I could talk about why I didn't do it after that weight gain and after I kind of fell off the wagon a little bit. But the intent is to help you through a plateau. So understand that plateaus are going to happen when you're on this diet. That's just natural part of kind of your body weight loss and adjusting and acclimating and making sure you don't drop too much too soon so that you maintain healthy muscle level and all that stuff. So the time will come, if you're doing this for 3 weeks or more, where you're going to notice I've gone 3, 4, 5 days and my weight has remained the same. You don't gain, but you don't lose. Or what I noticed the first time I did this diet a few years back was that I would be like +1, -1, +1, -1, +1. And I did that for like almost a week. And it was kind of like, what? I don't want to be eating like this and not losing anything. And so Dr. Simmons came up with the apple day as a way, one, to motivate you, and two, to kind of shock your system and change things up a little bit and get you to lose a lot quickly. So I think the intent behind it, largely because the whole motivational part is that by the end of the apple day that you are also going to lose a lot of water weight. So that's just kind of weight coming off your body, and it's just sort of a reflection on the scale, in all honesty. But I did an apple day once, and I noticed I lost a lot, gained a little bit back the next day, but then kept losing. So I lost more than just water when I did it. So what is an apple day? An apple day is a day that you continue to take your drops as you normally would, or your injections if that's what you're doing, or the patch, whatever you're taking. And starting at noon on one day, you don't eat any of the food on the Dr. Simeon's protocol. You simply eat 6 large apples between noon that day and noon the next day. So both days you're still going to have protein in some of your food, because normally you would eat the 2 meals separated for lunch and dinner. So in this case, you would skip 1 meal essentially each day, which is good. It's not like you're just eating apples all day long and not having anything else. And yeah, that is it. It's 6 apples. While you're on this, you are supposed to only drink water, and only when truly thirsty. You shouldn't just keep drinking. So, like normally on the protocol, we say drink a lot of water. Drink 8 to some X amount of 8. Was 8 glasses? It says 8 cups, but I think he means 8 glasses of water per day. You don't do that. You just are eating the apples. You're getting your liquid from the apples that you're eating, but you may also supplement. If you thirst, then drink. Don't let yourself go thirsty. So you can regulate and understand your own body, and you know when it is that you need to have something to drink. Everyone who does it loses weight. So it works. It works. Is it difficult to only eat apples? I mean, if you're addicted to apples, it's probably not that difficult to do. I don't remember finding it that difficult. I did it once the first time I went through, and maybe the time will come, in the near future where I find myself stagnant and needing to do it again. Now, I prefer to eat an apple. This is how I like my apples. When I was doing the protocol, this is how I like to do the apples. Take my apples and cut them up, dice them up into small chunks, stick them in a bowl, and sprinkle cinnamon on them, and then put them in the microwave for a minute. And I make myself baked apples. It's like a baked apple pie without the crust. Delicious. So now that I think about it, could I do that for 6 times within 24 hours? Yeah. Ideally, set yourself up that you're going to go to bed early and sleep in the next day. That makes it even easier to do this. And know that by noon the next day, you're able to start eating, a salad and protein and stuff on the diet again too. So it's not too far of a stretch from the intermittent fasting, quite frankly. So I'll do one. I'm sure I will. I'm sure the time is going to come within this next week or so where I'm going to hit a plateau, and then I'll just do it myself and document the results for you and let you know what the outcome is. But that's it. You're going to stay on the drops as you normally do from noon one day to noon the next day. You're going to eat 6 large apples at the most, it says. So if you can't, or if it's struggling, it's not a requirement to eat all 6, but no more than is how the protocol is listed. No more than 6 large apples from noon that day until noon the next day. And then you can, later on the second day, eat normally again. And you should see a significant weight loss, significant for a day, which will include water loss. So understand that. That's just to be understood and assumed. But what you gain back will be less. It kind of jolts your system a little bit, if you will. Sometimes your body just kind of gets used to a certain amount, and then it hits its plateau and it needs something to kind of shake it back up again. And not eating at all is not a good way to do it, because you don't want to put your body into starvation mode. All right, that's everything for today. Apple a day, or 6 apples a day. Keep the pounds away. All right, if you have any questions, put them down below. Make sure you like and subscribe, because that's what YouTube people say you're supposed to say. It makes me feel good. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.